Happy Pride Month, everybody. This is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk to you about the tragic story of Nazim from Ackley Bridge. So, Ackley Bridge is an extremely good teen family drama that's a British show. Basically, the narrative is that the white people or the white students and the Pakistani students can't get along with each other. So they formed this one school where it's just predominantly white and Pakistani. No other races of any kind. Ain't that something? But yes, so it's supposed to show the race relations between the two and why they can't get along and stuff. And it's one of the most powerful dramas I have ever seen that is so profound and hard hitting. You can't help but feel the emotion going through the screen. For Americans, it's hard to watch this series because it's not really on a streaming site that I know of. I think it's on Amazon Prime, but you have to pay like $1 something per episode. I was lucky enough to have the first season and like on DVD. And even then, like, it's hard to find out on like physical media because there are two different versions. There's the European version and the American one. And of course, if you live in America, you want the American version because you can't play the European one on your DVD player. And so I'm a huge fan of season 1. Season 2 and season 3 are good. It's just there's something that happens in season 3 that pisses me off. I haven't seen season 4 or 5 because, like I said before, Hey is unable to watch it here in America. I think I was able to find it somewhere years ago, and that's how I was able to watch season 1 and 3 when it was on a different streaming site, or somebody uploaded it on YouTube, I think. But since then, it is gone. There are clips here and there on YouTube. Mostly the emotional, hard-hitting stuff. They don't show the full content of it sometimes. And there's one scene that's really powerful that I wanted to see when it comes to this character, but I was unable to find on YouTube. I am unable to watch season 2 and 3, so I'm gonna have to rely on memory when it comes to this character. I've talked about this show briefly before. I have not went into full detail in season 1. One day I will, because I can't wait to do it. Because like I said before, this is the best drama series I have ever seen in my life. They tackle everything from like race to being poor to losing a loved one to coming out to like, the whole grossness of like a teacher dating a student. Like, they hit everything and they hit everything hard, and it's hard for you not to get invested in the storyline. This one storyline right here of Nazim is one that scared the piss out of me and everything. As his story started to progress, I started to get very, very, very concerned, very worried. I was afraid it was going to go there. And I mean go there in such a tragic way that was like, oh my God. Like, I was just hoping, like, please don't go that far. And thankfully they did not. There's always a happy ending somewhere down the road with a lot of these characters. And so I'm so glad they didn't go that like way. Although if they did, that would have been a huge like pivotal teaching moment to people who cannot accept people for their differences, especially those of the LGBT. And so like, who exactly is Nazim? Well, he's a teenager who goes to Ackley Bridge, and he first appeared in the first season. In the first season, Nas, she came out to her mother as a lesbian. I talked about her last year. Go watch that video. And so Nas, her name is very similar to her. It's Nazreen. And so like when she came out to her mother was not happy whatsoever. And it's to the part that it broke her heart. But then her mom came around. And when her mom came around, she literally tried to find like somebody for her daughter and everything, and tried to help her daughter out so other people won't like pick on her and stuff. One thing her mother did was go down to a part of like London where there are a lot of LGBT people to talk to them to get the experience and understand how to deal with this. And one thing her mother came up with is, hey, you could beard somebody And like that way people won't find out what you are. So her mom found Nazim on the internet. Nazim is gay and he doesn't want people to know he's gay. So the mother realized that, hey, this is a win-win situation for you and my daughter. She can be a lesbian on the side, you can be gay on the side, and then y'all can pretend to be a heterosexual couple in real life. This started to work out for at least one episode until Nas decided she was not going to live her life like that and she wants to be out and proud. And so she ended it with him. I assumed that was all we were going to see of Nazim, but no, he appeared as a main character in season 2 and in season 3. Nazim is very closeted and he cannot let his parents find out. But on top of all that, his parents have different ideas for him. They want him to join the rugby team. They want him to pursue a degree, I think in either medical or science. I can't remember which one. He doesn't want to do none of that. He just wants to entertain people. He wants to be an actor. He wants to be in plays. He wants to be a comedian, something his parents frown upon. And so as he's joining up for like the rugby team and things just aren't really working out for him, he befriends a boy named Corey. Corey has his own problems in the show. Corey is just a slut. He is a major hoe. Originally, he started off as a straight hoe and everything. Corey will literally bang anything that has a hole in it and stuff. And so Corey is known for messing around with tons of girls, but then it shocked the audience when he started to flirt with that of Nazim when they were both on the rugby team. See, Corey was going through a bisexual phase. Corey is just super, 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 super horny. And he doesn't care what he has to stick it in as long as he gets to stick it to something. And so because of this, he starts a flirtation with that of Nazim, taking Nazim by surprise along with the audience. I know I was shocked and surprised. And so like their friendship started to blossom more and more to the point that where Corey told him, like, you know, Nazim wanted to try out for a play, but he was terrified because he didn't want his parents to find out. Corey literally tells him, look, man, if you try out for this play, even though I'm not like an actor or a thespian or whatever, like those theater people are called, I will try out the role, or I will try out with you and everything and get a role in the play. And that's what he did. And this really spoke to Nazim that, wow, this dude was really willing to go beyond something he would not normally do and do something all for his friendship. So Nazim started to feel that maybe Corey has stronger feelings for him than just that of a friend. At some point in time, you know, those two are always like, you know, hanging out, they're buddy, they wrestle and stuff like that. And at one point, I think Nazim got like really upset for some reason. I can't remember why. And Corey tried to comfort him, but then ended up kissing him. But then Corey played it off like, dude, what are you doing? I'm not like that. And just like ran off. This completely confused that of Nazim, as well as the audience and everything. And so at a point in time, as you know, their friendship started to blossom more and more, they finally did it and everything. They finally realized that, hey, they both have feelings for each other. And this lasted for a short while. But like I said before, Corey is just like a hoe. He uses people just to make himself happy. And he's just looking to have a good time. Nazim is heartbroken when he catches Corey in bed with another girl. And he realized something. He has been played. So Nazim is going through a whirlwind of like emotion and stuff. And because he can't believe that this person who's pretending to be his best friend and lover was just using him the entire time. Corey is upset by this, but Corey is Corey after all. And so their relationship kind of just like takes like a huge pause. They're still friends for the most part, and he tries to comfort Nazim when Nazim is in this play and everything, but Nazim kind of really doesn't really want to have nothing really to do with him. But then Nazim comes to the realization that, you know what, I should have known better. This is how he is. Like when like in Nazim just he just tells me, like, look, man, we can be friends and everything, but this is never gonna happen again. And he's not gonna be like his play toy and this and that. At some point in time, Corey begins a relationship with his teacher, a female teacher, his married female teacher. And the female teacher, when she's about to be exposed and caught, she decides to lie on Corey and said he forced himself on her, which he never did. Corey fell like head over heels for this teacher. He fell madly in love with her. And so when he was forced to out her as like she being the one to initiate and stuff and all this other stuff, it takes an emotional toll on him because for the first time, he was truly madly in love instead of just being his typical slutty self and everything. But as a result, Corey had to be punished and stuff. I believe he dropped out of school, I'm not really sure, and he had to get like a job being like a waiter. Nazim saw him be a waiter and everything, and he told him he would hang out with him, I think at some other point, but he never was able to because he got busy. And Nazim is going off to college and stuff, where Corey is not. I think Corey's the high school dropout, I believe. Like I said before, it's been years since I saw this. And so Corey believes Nazim is shaming him, all because he's a dropout. Nazim's about to go to college. Corey is miserable because he's not able to fall in love with that teacher lady. So he takes his anger and rage out on Nazim. And I was really scared because Corey is in a very enraged state. I thought he was gonna beat up on Nazim. They push and shove each other around. And Corey has basically an emotional nervous breakdown. And Nazim, even after all they went to, he wasn't gonna leave Corey there to just like soak and cry on his own. He holds like Corey and he embraces him and hugs him and lets him know that, look, man, we've been through too much. We're best friends no matter what. And I'm gonna be there for you and everything. And it does not bring him joy to see his friend in pain. Well, at some point in time, Nazim has to come out to his parents. I forgot how, but somehow they found out. They found out about the theater and they found out about him being gay. So with the whole him being an actor thing, that's something both parents, did not like. But the saddest part came when he had to come out to his parents. His mom was not having that whatsoever, even to the point of calling him disgusting. It was such an emotional, heartbreaking scene that he literally just fled in tears and stuff. And when he fled in tears, it was like when you look at the look and expression on his face, you really think he's about to end it all. His parents don't approve of him being an actor. His mom doesn't approve of him being gay. It's like he feels like there's nothing left for him in the world. And this is the point where I started to get even more scared. I thought he was going to end everything. But then, Corey finds him and they have a heart to heart. And Corey tells him straight up, we're best friends, man. We're going to go through everything together and you're never going to go through anything alone. He tells them straight up, you got your friends who accept you for who you are. You got me in your life. Like, screw your mom and everything, you know what I'm saying? And she doesn't come around. That's like her deal, you know what I'm saying? And thankfully, this was enough for him to realize that there is still more to living in life and he doesn't need the approval of that of his mom. And his mom and his dad shocked the mess out of me. His dad puts his mom in place and tells him that no matter what, that is your son and you are still supposed to love him. He reminds his wife that they tried for years to have a kid and they was unable to, but a miracle happened and Nazim was born, but he was born premature. And so he feels like Nazim was a blessing for God to give him the child he always wanted, and he's not about to abandon his child, even though his child is different from the rest of them. And this causes his mom to slowly come around. See, this is what I've been saying. Like, when there's been so many, like, American shows with an LGBT character, and the character has been hiding in the closet, and they finally come out. And all their friends and families are like, we don't care. We know. We're cool with that. Whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not realistic. And it's like, there's always going to be that one person or more that's not going to approve. And that will make for better drama on the show. And so, like, Nazim decided, you know what, he's gonna let everything come on out in a comedy sketch. He goes to like this comedy show and he's just killing it and everything. Everybody's laughing at his jokes, but in his jokes, he's explaining himself as he's coming out. What it was like for him to play rugby, not wanting to do it. What it was like for him wanting to be in theater, not wanting his parents not wanting him to do it. The whole relationship with Corey, the whole relationship with his mom and everything. He let it all come out in like this really hilarious way that made everybody accept him a whole lot more and cheer him on. And both his parents were there to watch everything. Now, Nazim did leave the show after season 3. His character went off to college, I believe. And this is when the show in the 4th and 5th season, a lot of people was not really feeling. A lot of the main cast was gone from the show. Everybody we saw from season 1, like, you know, the important characters either died off screen or like, you know, they left for whatever reason, only leaving a handful of some of the original characters there and bringing in a whole bunch of new ones. And so the show lived on with tons of new characters and all their emotional turmoil and stuff like that, and other LGBT characters, one of which started off as straight and then she turned bi, and I was surprised by that. But like, you know, Nazim had a roller coaster of emotions throughout, like, you know, his 2 seasons of being the show. It started off as just innocence and almost tragedy, but thank God at the end, he found who he really was and everybody around him accepted him for that. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.